Okay, so Downshift83 made a video regarding 10 things I hate about my R1 and 10 things I hate about my Ducati Diavol. So he challenged Motonosity to do 10 things he hates about his R1, and Motonosity kind of put out there to make your own video, you know. So here I am making my 10 things I hate about my 2015 Z1000. Not really things that I hate, really don't think I hate anything on this bike, but you know, just things I disliked, I guess you could say. Things that are little issues or whatever that I changed with aftermarket parts and stuff like that. I'm gonna go from 10 to 1, 10 being kind of the least thing that I'm worried about, and number 1 being the most important part. So we'll start off at 10. 10 is gonna be the exhaust, the mid-pipe. Essentially, I'll take you around to the other side here. This bike has dual mufflers, of course. It's got this cat or resonator. I consider it a resonator because there's really, I don't know, no O2 sensor or anything like that attached to it. But this whole exhaust is one piece all the way through. I don't know if you can see that. From the headers all the way back to that whole piece and into the mufflers where it separates to the slip-ons. But it's just annoying because I guess I wish you could add a mid-pipe, like a straight pipe kind of thing, like a ZX10. You can, I think there's a cat pipe over there. You can actually swap it out and put in basically a cat delete, which I think would be a good improvement on this bike as well. But number 9 is gonna have to be the mufflers. The mufflers are kind of bulky, and I mean, I don't know if you can see it, but they do stick out quite a bit on the bike. They look pretty cool. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the way the exhaust looks. It's just, I'm over kind of the dual exhaust, especially because, you know, trying to lean it over and getting low, you get some ground clearance issues. I've seen people, you know, fall in videos because of scraping. But on this side too, it also gets in the way of cleaning the chain a bit. It's nothing horrible, but it's something that's there, something that can be noted. But number 8 is going to have to be the mirrors. The stock mirrors, I definitely changed the stock mirrors out. As you can see, I did not like the way they looked at all, so I swapped them out for bar end mirrors that you see there. The stock mirrors just basically way too high, came up to like here, and they were just way too high, way too big. I don't know, they seem to work all right, but they just didn't fit the styling of the bike. I think the bike's got a nice design to it that those mirrors sticking up were just weird, so I swapped those out. Number 7 would have to be these. There's no ABS control on this bike. It does have front rear ABS, as many people know. It's just there is no way to turn it off. I wish there was a way to turn it off. Not that it's a big deal. I mean, you don't really have to turn it off, but it'd be nice to have that option. If you're doing burnouts and things like that, you know, the dash light's gonna come on. I think if you turn the bike off for a few seconds and then turn it back on, the light will go off. But you know, it's just one of those things where, a little pet peeve, I guess, nitpicking again. This bike doesn't have traction control or anything like that, but I know even, I believe the ZX10, maybe the new ZX6R, they have the ability to turn off ABS or turn it down or something like that. So I wish this bike had that as well. Number 6 is gonna come in with the headlight. The headlight is awesome. I love this headlight. It's very aggressive looking. It definitely has a mean look to it, but why I put it as number 6 would be nighttime riding. I'm not talking about going crazy and going, you know, like taking corners like you would in the daytime and things like that, but at night this light basically turns into one flat line when you're turning in the corners at night. You just can't see a thing, so that's just a little weird. Number 5 is gonna have to be up here with the cluster. There is no gear indicator on this cluster. I wish it did have a gear indicator. It's a simple cluster. It's nothing crazy. I mean, you get what you need on there. You have your RPMs that go up from 1 to 3, and then 4 over to 11, and LEDs up top. You got your neutral light, ABS light over there. You know, your fuel gauge over here, and your mild mileage or your speedometer and all that information here. You can cycle through all that here, and there's only 2 buttons, so it's nothing crazy. But I like it. I like the simple design. I just wish I had a gear indicator. Most bikes have gear indicators now. And then from there, we're going to go down to the tire being at number 4. And why I chose the tire was the sizing of the rear tire. It's a 190 50/17, which is kind of strange to me. A lot of these bikes, leader bikes and things like that, of this size, have a 190 55/17. And from what I hear, and especially the guys with this bike or earlier Z's that switched to the 190 55 say that it's so much better. It turns in a lot better. It's so much easier to throw it into the corner and stuff like that. So probably going to change that out soon. I need new tires. I don't like these stock tires. So. And number 3 is going to be the handlebars. I chose the handlebars because, again, this area just seems a little weird for this bike. I kind of like the narrow handlebars, but just the area. I mean, look at the area. It's all cluttered. There's just way too much going on there. I tried to fit my RAM mount and my GoPro mount on there, and it's just there's no more room for anything. Number 2 is going to be my seat. The seat, because it's got a cool design on it. It fits the bike well. But I mean, the back seat, let's not even talk about that. It's like sitting on cardboard. My girlfriend hates that. This seat right here, though, it's pretty much a super sport seat. There's no padding in it whatsoever. It's very thin. This bike is really good on long rides, but that seat just makes it a little bit unbearable after 2-3 hours. I wish they just put a little bit of a better seat on it. Some more padding and things like that would have definitely helped. So I'm definitely going to change that. I'm definitely going to improve that. Get a new seat. I'm not sure what I can do for the passenger seat, but maybe I'll do something there. Or I'll just get my girlfriend her own bike so she doesn't have to sit back there. But in at number 1 is the most important thing to me. And that would have to be at number 1 that this bike cannot make me a damn sandwich. Cannot make me a damn sandwich when I need it. Z1000 make me a sandwich. Won't make me a fucking sandwich. It just won't make me a sandwich. I don't know what I gotta do around here to get this thing to make me a damn sandwich. Maybe I gotta throw some chicken and some cheese and some bread on the exhaust. It'll make me a chicken parm. Make me a chicken parm? Be a good Z. Make me a chicken parm. Make me a chicken parm. No, but for real, number 1 would have to be the aftermarket support. There is like very little aftermarket support on this bike. And I think that's just because it's very uncommon. It's very common in the European world and other countries, but over here it's just not as common. There's some exhausts, there's some little things here and there, but the main thing I would like to see is better exhaust. I mean, the exhausts out there for this are pretty much 2 slip-ons and they're like $800. I think that's crazy, and they're not the best looking either, and it's just the way they design them, they're so ugly. So I'm probably gonna make my own exhaust, but it's just gonna take a little while. I really wish there was a bigger aftermarket following for this bike. That's my 10 things I hate about my 2015 Z1000. Again, it's probably all nitpicking, but I challenge Seymour Z, Mose Huck, Heathen Rider, and 3 Bones to go out there and make a 10 things I hate about your Z1000. For those who don't know, the originator again of this video would be Downshift83. He challenged Motonosity, and Seymour Z, Heathen Rider, Mose Huck, and 3 Bones have been chosen by me. I will put all their links in the description down below where no one checks, because they don't like to, so go check it out. And if you're not subscribed to any of them, go ahead and subscribe, and I will check you guys later. Peace. Look at the Z1000 being all sexy and trying to hide under that blanket. You a naked bike, baby. You take that towel off.